and we could get now, and he's just said he's happy to take your calls. We are joined now by, I think, one of the funniest mofos in the English language at the moment. And gosh, Leah and Morris in the last half hour just talking particularly about black books and the humour of black books, the IT crowd, Father Ted. And our guest Graham Linehan is, well, the creator, co-creator in some instances of all those brilliant pieces of televised comedy. But he's also a man who has faced, I guess, the modern equivalent of a witch hunt, like many of us have, like Leah had, like I have a couple of times. And he is unlikely, in the current circumstances, though hope springs eternal, to be writing much more for Channel 4, certainly, or internationally, and he damn well should be. He is a living example of this major cultural problem the West has at the moment, and that is our intolerance and our collective stupidity and cowardice. His name is Graham Linehan. He was born in Devlin, Ireland, I think 58 years ago, 57 years?
55.
55, even younger.
56, yeah.
You wear it well.
I've stopped counting because it's just too depressing.
And he is here as the guest of the Free Speech Union to talk not only about his cancellation, but about the issue that got him cancelled. And I want to start, Graham, firstly, welcome, kia ora, as we say in New Zealand, and welcome to the platform. I know you've talked to a lot of other journalists and you've been on this whirlwind tour of the country. I caught the start of your show last night in the Hutt Valley.
Oh, right.
And I first want to start with definitions, because definitions are so important in journalism, what we describe ourselves as,
yes,
and what other people describe us as. I was just saying, Posey Parker, Kelly J. King Mitchell, who's been a regular live guest on this platform, though nowhere else, apart from people calling you a Nazi in New Zealand media. What do you describe yourself as? Because I see the media here jump on anti-trans activist, you're called.
Yeah,
that's right. Is that an act? No, okay.
That's what Wikipedia has been calling me for about 6 years.
Yeah.
And every time we try and change, Wikipedia is moderated by trans activists.
Yeah.
And every time we try and change how they describe me, it reverts back within 15 minutes. I know because my solicitor watched it.
I get this. I'm a right-wing journalist, apparently.
Yes, of course. We're all right-wing, apparently, according to these people. But the way I would describe myself is I'm a left-wing women's rights activist. You know, that's what I was when I campaigned against abortion in Ireland. And that's what I am now.
Okay, that will go into the style guide at the platform now.
Good. When
we talk about Graham in an interview, left-wing women's rights activist.
I should have said this earlier,
honest,
but I can't
have a style guide. I've got to be honest, we kind of just make it up.
I should have said I can't hear anything through these, so shall I just take them off?
Is there a little knob down there?
Yeah, but...
I want to turn that up.
There
we go.
Oh my God, what a beautiful voice I have.
Yeah. So, Graham, that's what you are. Yeah. And I was kind of surprised... And it's funny, we go back, you got cancelled, what about 2019 it started?
2018, I think it was, yeah.
Okay, and you had one line in the IT crowd that was regarded to be, what, a transphobic joke or something?
Oh, no, it was the whole episode. And Channel 4, the cowards that they are, Channel 4 have banned the episode since, even though it was a true story, actually. There was a sports presenter in the UK named Des Linehan. And he appeared in the autobiography of a trans woman who said that one day she went out to dinner with him. She went out to dinner with him and said, revealed that he was trans during the conversation. And Des Linehan apparently just shrugged and said, "No, I don't care," and just kind of went on eating. And I thought that was so admirable and so funny that he just shrugged it off, that I gave it to a character. And the character in the show falls in love with this trans woman. And the joke in the show is that the trans woman has retained all the male behaviours. So they drink beer together, they go to football, they're just like, made for each other. And then he discovers that he misheard her and thought she said that she was from Iran when she said she was a man. And I know it's not my best joke. I should have said.
It's pretty good.
I was from Oman.
You know what?
Would have worked
Two
better.
Men and a Baby did this in an episode too with Charlie Sheen that I can remember.
Oh yeah, but
it's not something that hasn't been explored before.
No, but these activists, they want to problematize the past. They want to make it sound like trans people are a category, and you were talking about categories, and I think this is a good introduction, just like gay people, and they've always been around, and they're only brave enough now to come out. And it's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. It's a lie. It's a historical revisionism. The truth is that trans, in its current meaning, because it used to mean something. It used to mean transsexual. But now it usually refers to two groups. Straight white men who say the words I'm trans and are immediately accepted into the category, and young dysphoric women who hate their bodies and are I don't like using that word, but who are damaging their bodies because they've been told that if they do so, they will turn into real men. It is an appalling lie.
And it also seems to me there is a trend that being gay, and there is nothing wrong with that, to use the odd parlance.
Yeah.
It used to be, I guess, that, our religious betters in society tried to, you could pray the gay away, you could stay in the closet or whatever. The solution now seems to be, so you're a Sheila that wants to sleep with Sheilas, well, let's make you a bloke.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what's happening. We call it transing the gay away.
Yeah.
And it is a new form of conversion therapy. Not in all cases,
Yeah.
There like I met a transsexual recently at one of my events, Rachel, and Rachel is pleased that I'm trying to draw the distinction here. Because
Rachel McGonigal?
It may be, I'm not
Rachel's
sure.
a regular caller on the program.
Oh, really?
I know Rachel. They're on off-air chat with Rachel. Good.
Yes.
Great person.
And Rachel disagrees with me on some of my language and asks me to try and temper it, and I do my best. But at some points, you do have to call a spade, and you have to say what's happening to these kids.
Yeah. I've got ahead of myself. I want to go back to the cancellation, and we all know how that happens. Suddenly, you're not invited to the dinner parties.
Yes.
You don't get the job offers. Oh, I can't do that. It's happened to me a couple of times.
Yeah.
And I look at you now, and you say I'm a left-wing pro-feminist activist. That is a ways away from a incredibly talented, funny comedy writer with Hollywood and the world in front of them.
Yeah.
Has your cancellation in some ways defined who you are without you having much control over it?
Oh, gosh, yes.
I mean, are you let's be honest, it's going to be a blunt question. Are you the person today that you thought you should have been or wanted to be 2017, 2018?
Oh, yeah. I'm the person I want. Yeah. I'm more proud of this stance than I am of any of my comedy, of anything I've ever done. I feel like I was asked the question that we've always wondered about ourselves. If there was an authoritarian movement who controlled speech, who threatened your livelihood, who threatened you with violence, would you stand up to them? And I can answer that I have, So
you're bloody Irish.
Yeah, I'm a stubborn Irishman, I mean, I think that's one of my worst and best qualities, is that I'm stubborn. And as soon as people started saying, you can't say that, you can't say this, I thought, why not? Especially when the health of children are involved, and especially when the safety of women are involved. Why can't I say these things? And I just saw what was happening, and I saw also that women...
You don't think in some ways your character and your life is being defined by those who hate you?
Yes. No, that's what's happening. The Wikipedia page, the...
There must be some regret to that, some sadness to that.
No, I'm proud to stand against them. These are misogynist lunatics. And they've taken control. The situation in New Zealand is an exact mirror of the situation in the UK, in Ireland, and all over the world.